Alright, what good, y'all? It's your boy Chris. Welcome or welcome back to the brand new video, twin. Let's see what we got going on. We have a real interesting one right here. College MJ right here. This is back whenever he won the Wooden Award right here. So I'm excited for this one. About to figure out a lot of information that I most highly didn't even know about. So we want to see what this video is talking about. I want to let y'all know I done dropped a brand new vlog, 5 a.m. stranded on the highway. Go check that out. It's gonna be somewhere up there, and it's gonna, all my channels is everything like it is down in the description. Follow me on all my social medias. But man, from the bottom of my heart, I wanted to thank y'all, love y'all, I appreciate y'all. Go check out the brand new video too. I dropped before this too. Man, be back better than ever. March is literally tomorrow, right around the corner. We gonna be dropping like crazy whole March, I'm telling you. But let's get right into this.
It honors the nation's best, most complete player, but also considers how they do it. Being a great teammate, excelling on both sides of the ball, and bringing it all season long. In 1984, nobody checked those boxes like Michael Jeffrey Jordan. This episode of Wooden Award Spotlight is presented by Principal. Jordan arrived in Chapel Hill as college basketball was entering its golden age. John Wooden and UCLA's untouchable run of 10 national championships in 12 years had given way to the kind of parity that made the NCAA tournament a must-watch event. In the 80s, the average margin of victory in the title game was just 3.5 points. The conferences were ultra-competitive and full of star players coached by legendary figures. John Thompson at Georgetown, Bobby Knight at Indiana, Denny Crum at Louisville, Larry Brown at Kansas, Dean Smith at North Carolina, and that's leaving out a ton of Hall of Famers around the country, including pretty much everybody else in the Big East. What led to all the eyes now focused on these big names? It was, of course, the 1979 National Final, which drew a record 35.1 million viewers on the strength of two names, Magic and Bird. The following summer, a relative no-name, Mike Jordan, showed up at the 5-star basketball camp near Pittsburgh. The rising senior from North Carolina only had a couple schools recruiting him, including his in-state Tar Heels, and they preferred it stay that way. But in a camp full of elite talent, Jordan won MVP, and the secret was out. Despite a rise from nowhere into the top 5 prospects of 1981 and the new scholarship offers that came along, MJ didn't drag out his choice. He committed to UNC in November of his senior year.
Look at that, man.
He averaged 26.8 points per game as a senior, was named a first-team parade All-American, and was selected to play in the McDonald's All-American game, where he dropped 30, a record that would stand until 1999. He would have been a surefire one-and-done today, but this was a time that top players were routinely sticking around for 3 or 4 years before entering the NBA draft.
Oh my gosh.
The NCAA let freshmen start playing varsity ball less than 10 years before this. That bred continuity and competitive fire, meaning any given Saturday could bring you a banger starring dudes like Ralph Sampson, Dominique Wilkins, or Dale Ellis.
Hey, bro, hold up. Y'all see, like, how high they jumping though? Some real stuff, gang.
And competitive
Look
fire,
at this.
meaning any given Saturday could bring you a banger starring dudes like Ralph Sampson, Dominique Wilkins, or Dale Ellis. Joining those guys were impact freshmen, like Georgetown's Patrick Ewing, the consensus gem of the class. Hakeem Olajuwon joined Clyde Drexler and the high-flying Phi Slamma Jamma Houston Cougars. Chris Mullin was a bucket from the get-go, but none of them were on the preseason #1 team in 1981. Joining James Worthy and Sam Perkins on the top-ranked Tar Heels, MJ would become just the 4th freshman to start under Dean Smith. Mike Jordan. Sports Illustrated put UNC starters on the cover to reflect that ranking. Well, 4 of them plus Coach Smith. Somebody was missing. Then assistant Roy Williams said that was Dean Smith's choice because Mike hadn't done enough to earn an SI cover. You think he took that personally?
Yeah. That burned me up because I thought I belonged on that Sports Illustrated. Now, he had his own vision about giving a freshman that exposure, but from a basketball sense, I deserve to be on that Sports Illustrated.
Yeah,
it only took a motivated MJ 3 chances to record his first 20-point game. He averaged 13.5 points per game, sharing the ball with his All-American teammates Worthy and Perkins.
Hey, let's just go show you though. Everything happened for a reason, bruh. They just it gave him at 5. I ain't gonna even lie. And he turned up.
Jordan took home ACC Freshman of the Year as UNC lost just 2 games all season. For much of that campaign, the public knew him as
the freshman, Mike Jordan with 8 points.
March 29th, 1982 would change all that. After UNC dispatched Rolly Massimino and Villanova in the Elite Eight and Phi Slamma Jamma in the Final Four, it was a freshman face-off in the final. Patrick Ewing put up 23 and 11 boards, while the future big game James Worthy led Carolina with 28, but the Heels trailed by 1 late. After 15 lead changes with 17 million people watching and 15 seconds left on the clock, MJ hit all net to secure Dean Smith's long-awaited first national title. According to MJ himself, that was the moment he became Michael Jordan.
Well, he's a coach's dream.
Leading assist man, Michael Jordan.
Well, we're watching the Michael Jordan show.
As a sophomore, Jordan blossomed into the team's leading scorer and upped his steals, blocks, and rebounds for good measure. He was efficient, including shooting 45% from downtown in the only season the ACC experimented with a three-point arc, which was 17 feet, 9 inches from the hoop. Come on, that's like a layup for MJ. On January 29th, 1983, he scored his college career high of 39 points against Georgia Tech, thanks in part to 6 three-pointers.
Jordan, there's his record.
The Heels took a step back that year, losing 8 games, but Jordan stepped forward as a consensus first-team All-American, averaging 20 a night. As a 2-seed in the NCAA tournament, they lost to a big-time underdog Georgia team despite 26 points from MJ. Heading into the 83-84 season, UNC found itself in a familiar spot back atop the AP preseason rankings.
When you talk North Carolina, you talk 2 people. Solid gold. And I'm talking none other than Sam Perkins and Michael Jordan.
Good call by the voters as Carolina rattled off 21 straight wins to start the year. MJ and Perkins were flanked by future #1 pick Brad Daugherty, a freshman Kenny the Jet Smith, and Matt...
Hold up.
MJ and Perkins were flanked by future #1 pick...
Kenny. 160 away. Boy, Kenny about I ain't finna even get on you, boy. Boy, them knees good back in, boy. He was getting
Brad
great.
Daugherty, a freshman Kenny the Jet Smith, and Matt Daugherty. Most of those wins weren't particularly close, as Jordan again led the team in scoring while shooting 55% from the field. Their only regular season loss came by 1 point to Arkansas at a neutral site game in Arkansas. Following that L, MJ stepped up even further. Some notables, 32 points against defending champ NC State, 25 in a duel with Len Bias in Maryland, and in his final home game, 25 in a double overtime win over hated rival Duke. The Blue Devils got their revenge in the ACC tournament, though. The Tar Heels had a late chance to tie it, but couldn't get the ball into MJ for the final shot of regulation.
And the pass from Matt Daugherty was too wide.
They had the right idea. Jordan was the consensus player of the year and just the second junior to win the Wooden Award. UNC was #1 for all but 1 week of the season, had 2 losses by a combined 3 points, and looked primed to win another title, even with Kenny Smith playing in a cast from a fractured wrist. But against Indiana in the Sweet 16, MJ dealt with foul trouble and scored just 13 points, his lowest output in 2.5 months. Dan Dockich, who was sick and threw up his pre-game meal when he found out he was guarding Jordan, somehow kept him in check, including a 13-minute streak without a point. Hoosiers coach Bobby Knight understood, maybe better than anyone, how improbable stopping Jordan was. MJ got Dean Smith's blessing to enter the 1984 NBA draft early, but before that draft, Jordan was tuning up for the Olympic team coached by Knight, and the general saw the future.
He's the best athlete. He's one of the best competitors. He's one of the most skilled players. And that, to me, makes him the best basketball player that I've ever seen play.
The Blazers, who had the #2 pick in the draft, insisted they needed a center. Bobby Knight said, then draft Jordan and play him at center.
Yeah.
The Rockets took
Play him
hometown
at
star
center is
Hakeem
insane.
Olajuwon at pick 1, which ended up working out pretty great for them. The Blazers paired Clyde Drexler with Sam Bowie. That went worse. And with the 3rd pick, the
At
Bulls made
center?
the earth sick, as a Brooklyn poet once said.
The Chicago Bulls picked Michael Jordan from the University of North Carolina.
He was crowned Rookie of the Year and spent 13 seasons in Chicago, leveling up into the GOAT.
I'm surprised at how fast I'm picking up the game.
Jordan down the lane, all the way. Basket, he put it in. Down the middle, all the way.
Look at the air. Look at the hang time. Look at the flying motion. is a man who's become an instant star
It's a
in the
plane.
NBA. That's Michael Jordan.
It's a bird.
From Mike Jordan to Michael Jordan
It's a
to Air
cloud. Whatever they
Jordan.
say.
You already know all the ways he revolutionized the
Air
game,
Jordan.
marketing, and sneakers. In college, his game wasn't fully polished and he wasn't as consistently dominant. But two things were just as true then as they proved to be in the NBA. Nobody was more exciting to watch, and when everything was on the line, he's the guy you wanted taking the last shot.
Hey. I'm not gonna rewatch that today. I ain't gonna lie. The Last Dance. It's still on Netflix, right? We tapping in.
This episode of Wooden Award Spotlight.
Hey man, this was a great episode, man. Hopefully check out more. You know what I mean? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comment section here, man. College Jordan was a problem, was a real problem. But hey, thank y'all, love y'all. Hope y'all did enjoy. Check out all the other videos that I have dropped on all my other channels. Don't forget to like, comment. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Come join this family. Twin, you already know your boys out.